Good evening, guys. Welcome to the third lecture of trigonometry, and here we are going to cover bearings. Now, bearings come for MYP 5, and in MYP 5 it comes for extended maths, and for GCSE it comes for extended and international maths. Okay, so let's start with bearings. Now, bearings is basically used by the captain of the ship, the pilot who flies the plane, okay, because they want to take a reference point, and from that reference point, they want to understand where they are right now, okay. Because in ground, we can clearly see the directions, okay, but when you are in ship, when you are in water, or when you are on air, it's difficult to trace yourself, okay. So that time bearing is the most helpful thing, which helps you to identify where at which location you are from the reference point, okay. So in bearing, you have to take two things into consideration. First of all, from which point it is asking, and the second is you have to always go clockwise from north, okay. So I'll give you one example and start with an example, okay. Bearing of A from B. Now, bearing of A from B means there are 2 points, A and B. So B is this point and A is this point. This is the random points I have drawn right now. So bearing of A from B, so understand you have to always check from which point you are going to measure that bearing, and from is a keyword here. So from B means you have to draw a north direction at B. When I say north, you have to remember that in a plane of the paper, north is represented in an upward direction, south in downward direction, east on right hand direction, and west on left hand direction. So if you are going with north, bearing with north, okay, you're taking a north at point B, and from there you have to go to A. So you go from B to A. Then this angle, and you have to take from this north in a clockwise direction, always in a clockwise direction, okay. So it means that you have to take from B, draw a north, and go clockwise. If you go clockwise to the line connecting B to A, this will angle theta, or this angle theta is nothing but the bearing. Now this bearing can range anything between 0 to 360 degree, because it can go all around. But please remember the keyword from, and always go north. Okay, this is very important. That you have to go, you have to draw a north and you have to go clockwise. So remember, you have to go clockwise. Okay, I'll give you one example to show how to do this kind of questions. So suppose I say that Ian travels from P to Q at a bearing of 30 degree. It means Ian is traveling from P to Q. Now from keyword is there important, from P. So definitely from P you have to draw a north. And he's going from P to Q at a bearing of 30 degree, means from here you take clockwise 30 degree. So which will come in the first quadrant itself. This is approximately 30 degree. Now you cannot measure the right angle. Right angle means the exact angle. So you have to take an assumption, because you know that you can do this assumption like this, that anything between 0 to 90 will be here in the first quadrant. Anything between 0 to 180 will come in the second quadrant. Anything between 0 to 270 will come in the third quadrant. Third quadrant is this, second quadrant is this, and anything between 270 to 360 will come in the fourth quadrant. So right now I have an angle bearing of 30 degree. So from this point I have pulled a north, went 30 degree, connected this line, and this point becomes Q. Okay. If this distance is given PQ, we can write this distance as X, whatever it is given, kilometer, meter, unit. Okay. So this is bearing. I'll give you another example to show you bearing. Mayur travels at a bearing of 120 degree from point X. Now Mayur travels at a bearing of 120 degree from point X. So point X is here. Pull a north here. You have to go 120 degree. You know this is 90 degree. 120 degree will be somewhere in the second quadrant. Your assumption is 120 degree is this. You go this way. So your path taken will be from X to whatever point you are going. And 120 is your bearing. Okay. So this simple is bearing. Okay. A lot of people get confused in bearing. You just have to keep in mind a from and you have to go clockwise. That's all. So pull a north from that point and then. Okay, so this is bearings. Now, bearings question does not come alone. Okay, it is mainly fused with a non-right angle triangle. Okay, so first we'll understand non-right angle triangle and then we will do questions on bearings and non-right angle triangle together. Okay. So in a non-right angle triangle, first we are going to understand about sine law. Now understand in the second lecture and in the first lecture we have learned about trigonometrical ratio, sine, cos and tan. So sine was a trigonometrical ratio there which was opposite upon hypotenuse. Sine law, and that was to be used in a right angle triangle. Now this is a sine law and this has to be used in a non-right angle triangle. Okay. So suppose I draw a non-right angle triangle. This point is A and this angle becomes angle A. This point is B, this angle becomes angle B. This point is C and this becomes angle C. Okay. The side opposite to A, angle A, is considered to be a small a and small a represents length of the opposite side of A. Right now I am writing BC, but do not assume it always to be BC, okay? Because your naming of convention for the triangle can change. Naming convention means these points can change. Instead of ABC, it can be PQR, XYZ, okay? So A is nothing but the length of BC. So wherever this A is given, just take small letter of that particular angle and that represents the length. Similarly, if this is B, the opposite side represents small b and this represents length of AC. Similarly, for this angle C, this represents small c and this is given by length of AB. So the key thing here to learn is that whichever angle you are considering, consider it by the point name. If this is point A, then this is angle A and opposite side will be the small letter of that alphabet. And that small letter will always represent the length of the triangle side, one of the side of the triangle, okay? Now sine law says that length of the side upon sine of opposite angle. So length of A upon sine A is equals to B upon sine of B is equals to C upon sine of C. Now this is the formula which we call as sine law. Now we know that there are two equations here, basically three equations here. You can either equate this to, either equate this to, or you can equate this to get your answer. Now what is people get confused here in identifying which to use. It's very simple. First, write down the values of all this, whatever is given. Now, A will be in degree, A, B, C in degree, and I have already taught you how to use calculator to find sine A, sine B, and sine A, cos A, and tan A, correct? But here, sine A, sine B, sine C is there. So basically, you have to use sine of each angle, okay? So suppose if A is given, length of A is given, angle A is given, angle B is given, and length of B have to be found, then you have to use this. Out of this 4, 3 has to be known, then only you can find the fourth one. If suppose angle C is given and you find length C, you are going to use A upon sine A is equals to C upon sine C. And similarly, if you want to use this formula, then 3 of the things has to be given, then only you can find the fourth one. It's pretty simple. You just have to understand this, this format. How do you write this formula? Now in some books, what happened? You see that it is written in this way. Sine A upon A is equals to sine B upon B is equals to sine of angle C upon C. This is also the same thing. Okay, you have just reversed it, completely reversed it. Or what you can do, you have just cross multiplied it. So sine B comes here, A comes here. B comes here, sine A goes there. So sine B by B is equals to sine A by A. Okay. So both of them are same. Do not get confused with this or this. You can use any one of them. It's just simple translation. So this is sine law. We are going to see how we are going to use sine law. This is used for non-right angle triangle. And why it is used? This is used to find the length of the sides or the angle. Okay. If it is a right angle triangle, we are going to use the trigonometrical ratio sine, cos and tan. Okay. Now the next one is cosine law. Now this also is for non-right angle triangle. Both this law are for non-right angle triangle. Assume I am writing this side as capital A, this B and this C. So these are the points and this represents angle A, angle B, angle C. Again the same format. This will be small a which represents the side BC. This will be small b opposite to angle B. This represents the side AC. And this will be small c which represents side AB. Okay. Small letters represent sides. Capital letters represents angle. Okay. Now here also you have to understand the concept here. If you have to find this side A, then write formula is A square is equals to, you have to find this side A square is equals to square of the sum of the remaining two sides. Square of, so you have to first square both of them, B square, C square and then add both of them. Then minus 2 times multiplication of B into C into cos of the angle contained between these two sides. What is the angle contained between these two sides? Angle A. So cos of A. Now this is the formula you can use. It means that if you are using cosine law, you have to know two sides. If you have to find the length of A, you need to know these two sides and the angle between them. Suppose if these two sides are given and this angle is given, at that time of you cannot use this formula. Okay, this formula can only be used if you know this side and the angle between these two sides. Similarly, if you see, if you have to find B, you say B square is equals to square the remaining sides and add them. A square plus C square minus twice of AC, and the angle between these two is B, so cos of B. Through this you can not only find the side, but suppose this side, all the three sides are given, you can find the angles also in that case. Okay, then you have to make cos A as the subject or cos B as the subject of this function. And third, if you want to find C, length of C, then A square plus B square minus 2AB, and the cos of angle between A and B is C, cos of C. So this formula we are going to use for solving cosine law. You can use any one of them. Okay. Mainly this is used to find the length of the side, but we cannot rule it that sometimes it is also used to find an angle if three sides are given. Okay. But you have to understand that if you are using this formula, then the angle which you are taking has to be between the sides which you are taking on the right hand side. Okay, this has to be understood. The name of the triangle can change. Instead of A, you can find P, Q, R. Okay, so that depends upon the examiner what kind of questions he gives. Okay, I hope now this is clear. Bearings and sine law and cosine law. Okay, now we'll see few questions on bearings. Okay, let's see this. So here they are saying that this figure shows the position of A, B and C. Okay, you have to go and find the bearing of B from A. Okay, look into this figure. Okay, so if you look into this figure, you see that you have to find the bearing of B from A. So from A, north is already drawn. Correct? Can you see this? So you can see that from A, north is already drawn and you have to go to B. It means you have to connect the line AB. Okay. Understand, we know that the sum of interior angles of a triangle is 180 degree. Okay. This is already given as 92. This is given as 54. So I have to find this angle. Okay. You can use a calculator here. I'll try to use the calculator. Okay. So 180 minus 92 minus 54, 34 degree. So this angle is 34 degree. Okay. By which rule I have used? Sum of interior angles of a triangle, summation is 180 degree. Okay. Now you want to find the bearing of B from A. So basically from A you have pulled a north which is already given, and then you connect this, go to clockwise direction and connect it to the line joining AB. You'll see it's 50 plus 34. So 50 plus 34 becomes 84 degree. So the answer for this will become 84 degree. Okay. Now let's go to the next part. Bearing of C from A. C from A. It means that from A you have to draw a north which is already drawn here. You have to go clockwise to the line joining A and C. See what is the angle. It's already given 50 degree. So the answer here comes 50 degree. Now look at the part C question. Part C question I am going to write it here. Okay, so that it's visible. A from B. Now you have to find A, but you have to find from B. It means that from B you are going to put a north. You have to put a north because from is the keyword. So you put a north from B and then you have to find C. C means here. Remember now what people do mistake, students do mistake is that they go and find this angle. Never go anti-clockwise. Always go clockwise, which means they want to ask this angle. They are looking for this angle. Again, C, A from B. Oh, sorry, A from B I'm asking. I'm doing C from B. I'm so sorry. So first I'm going to cover C from B, then I'll go from A from B because I have already drawn this. So I'll take D part first. Okay. So C from B. C from B is from B. I have drawn a north and then I am going to connect clockwise to the line joining B to C. This angle I have to find it out. Okay. Now how to find this angle? First of all, understand the concept. When there are two parallel lines, then this plus this becomes 180. X plus Y is equals to 180 degree. Whenever there are two parallel lines, then the lines connecting to them and the angle which they make, summation of these two is 180 degree, which means if you see here 50 plus 84, 34, which is 84. Okay, and this line is parallel. Why? Because both are north, so they are parallel. So this 84 degree, I'm going to write it here in the rough work. This 84 degree plus this whole angle. So let this angle be X. Let this angle be X degree. So 84 plus 54 plus X is equals to 180 degree. So my X will be 180 minus 54 minus 84. 42 degree. So my X is 42 degree. It means I got this angle as 42 degree. Okay, I am writing here my X as 42 degree. Okay. Why? Because the concept here is that if the lines are parallel like this, even if it is like this, then addition of this plus this, provided these two lines are parallel, then this angle plus this angle is equals to 180. So here, since north and north are drawn, they are parallel to each other. So this and this, which means 50 plus 34. 50 plus 34 is 84 plus 54 plus X is 180 degrees. So you get X as 42 degree. Okay. Now since X is known, 54 is known, we know that around a point, the total measure of an angle is 360 degree. Now out of this 360 degree, I have to go and minus X. Then I'll get the bearing of C from B because I have to find this angle. Correct? If I want to find this angle, it means out of 360, I have to minus X. So I'll write 360 minus X, which is 42 degree. Come with the calculator. 360 minus 42. This comes to be 318 degree. So C from B is 318 degree. Okay. Now I'll go with the part C, A from B. A from B. Understand? I have to calculate A from B. So from B I am pulling it north, and now I have to find this angle. Always go clockwise. Okay? A from B. Now how I find this angle? I know my total is 360 degree. Out of this, I know 360 degree is my total angle. Correct? I have to minus x, which is 42 degree. And I have to minus this 54 degree as well. Minus 54 degree. Correct? This is total 360 degree. And I have to minus x. I'll go here. And then 54 degree, I'll come back here. Correct? So A from B. Come to the calculator. 360 minus 42 minus 54. This comes out to be 264 degree. So this is 264 degree. Hope this makes sense. Now we have to go and see E part. What does E part say? Okay. So the E part says that you have to go from A from C. So A from C. From C means again draw a north from C. You draw a north from C because you have to go from C. Try to find all the angles which you can find. So I'll try to find first this angle. You know this is 50, so this will be 130. As I mentioned here that this plus this is 180. So this plus this will be 180. This is 50, then this will be 130 because addition of these two is 180 degree. And I know that around a point this total angle is 360 degrees. So this angle will be 360 minus 130 minus 92. So 360 minus 130 minus 92. This comes out to be 138 degree. So this is 138 degree. What is the purpose? I just found it out so that if required, I can use it. Okay, that's the simple purpose. A from C. So from C, put a north and go clockwise connecting C to A. So it is 138 plus 92. 138 plus 92. So you just go and add 92 here to 138, which comes as 230 degree, which makes sense. 230 degree is the answer. Okay. And the last part, B from C. So you have to calculate B from C. So you see B from C it's north, B connecting this on the 138 degree, you can clearly see. From C, pull a north, go to the line connecting C to B. This is 138 degree. This is what I'm talking about. So 138 degree. See how this problem is solved. Such a simple, and it can be solved within minutes. Okay. Perfect. So this is the question on bearing, purely on bearings. Hope this question helps you. If you need more question, visit our website edcris.com/demo. There you will see more of them. Okay. Now let's take this part of the question. Okay. I hope you guys can see this question. Okay. Okay. So this question says that I'll try to draw the figure of this question. Okay, here, and from there you can go and solve it. So Raj runs 3 kilometers due east from a point P to a point Q. It means right now I am a point P. Okay, I hope you can. Okay, so I am at a point P right now, and Raj runs 3 kilometers due east. Due east means horizontal, exactly horizontal line, and he walks till Q. This is 3 kilometers. Raj runs 3 kilometers due east from point P to point Q. From Q, he walks further a distance 5 kilometers on a bearing of 54 degree. From Q, again from, pull a north. Okay. From north, he's bearing of 54 degree. 54 degree comes in the first quadrant only. So this is 54 degree clockwise. 54. And this is 90 because east and north makes 90 degree. Correct? Goes at a bearing of 54 degree. And how much kilometer he walks? 5 kilometer. 3 kilometer, 5 kilometer. No conversion required because this is also in kilometer. This is also in kilometer. To point R. Now this point is R. Now what they are saying, calculate the distance PR. So I have to find the distance PR. Correct? This is a straight line. I have to find this distance PR. And the bearing of R from P. Bearing of R from P. So from P I have to pull a north. and I have to find this angle. Let it be x degree. So what I have done, first I have figured out what I have to find it out, and then I will decide my approach. Okay, let's see. Correct. So in this question, you see, what I'm going to do is, I know this length, I know this length, and I know the angle between this, and I have to find PR. Think of it, I have just mentioned that if you know two sides and the angle between those two sides, cosine is the best one to find the opposite side. So you use the formula, you see the formula here I have written. I have written this formula, you see here. So basically if I have to find this side, I know this side and this angle. So it is easy for me to find this side. So I'm going to use this formula, c square is equals to a square. So here PR square, so I'm going to write PR square is equals to this square plus 5 square minus 2 into 3 into 5 cos of this angle is 90 plus 54. 90 plus 54 comes out to be 144 degree. So this is 144 degree. Correct? Sorry, I have to fold this because there is no support below. Okay? Which means that PR whole square comes out to be 9 plus 25 minus 3 to the 6, 5 the 30 into cos 144. Come here. Always I told when you use calculator, try cos 90. If it comes as 0, your calibration is good. You have to find cos 44. Cos 144 is minus 0.809, which is minus 0.81. Minus 0.81. Okay. So PR whole square is equals to 34 plus, if you add this to it becomes 34, minus into minus becomes plus. So I'll multiply this quantity by 30. It comes as minus 30 I'm multiplying basically. So I'm just writing 24.27. So plus 24.27. So PR, that is PR square. So PR is equals to root of, if you add both of it, 34, 44, 54, 55, 56, and 58. So 58.27. So root of 58.27, I have to find it out. So shift root of 58.27. That's comes out to be 7.633. So PR is 7.63 kilometer. Okay, that's simple. In this way we have find using cosine rule. Okay, hope this makes sense. Okay, now we have to find the bearing of R from P. It means we have to find this angle, and we know this total is 90 degrees. It means if we know this angle, suppose this angle be Y, if we know this Y, we are good to find X. How? Because we know X plus Y is 90 degree. Correct? Because this is east, this is north, so this makes total 90 degree. So I just need to find Y. Now understand, in this Y, I can go and use sine formula stating that sine of this angle, which angle? 144. Sine of 144 divided by opposite side length, which is PR, which is 7.63. So 7.63 is equals to sine of Y upon opposite side 5 kilometer. Okay. So you can use this and you can find the value of Y. So sine 144, up to the calculator, 0.59. 0.59 by 7.63, this 5 comes here into 5 is equals to sine Y. So sine Y is equals to, I'll try to multiply this, 0.59 into 5 divided by 7.63, 0.386. 0.3866. Now, why I'm taking more than 4 decimal point? Because this is not my answer. I just want to come to the closest answer. That is why. So y is equals to sine inverse of 0.3866. I have already taught you how to take an inverse. If you have not understood, go to trigonometry lecture 1. There you will get it. Sine inverse, go with shift, press sine inverse of 0.3866. This comes out to be 22.74 degree. Okay, now this is y is 22.74 degree, but I have to find x. So what will my x be? So my x is 90 minus 22.74 degree, which comes out to be 67.26 degree. So this is my 67.26 degree. Okay, now this is my bearing. Okay, this is my bearing. So calculate the distance PR and bearing of R from P. So this is my 67.26 degree is my bearing. Okay, from P to R. Okay, so hope this makes sense. The last question, I am not solving it. I want you guys to solve. Send me the answer at Edcrest India @gmail.com or WhatsApp me on 8600-167-397. I will check your answer and provide you the feedback. Thank you guys. Thank you for giving me your time. Thank you.